Hey, good afternoon. It's Matt Green here with the Real Insights Live event for this afternoon, where we semi-monthly interview several successful real estate agents, talk about market trends, and share all things real estate, especially here in the great state of Utah. I'm your host, Matt Green. It is June 28th, 2017, and today I have an awesome panel of agents who are going to share with us just their experience in the 7 weeks of bold training that they experienced earlier this spring, and just how that transformed their business. So let's start out by just welcoming our group here. Ashley, Matt, and Tara, welcome to the call. Appreciate you guys being on the call. Thank you. Let's start out with just a little bit of bio and background, kind of what led you to real estate, and maybe what you did prior to real estate. So we'll go with the ladies first. Ashley, why don't you start?
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, for having me. So I started out in the accounting field, graduated with my accounting degree, was working for the Marriott, loved it. And I wanted to get into a career where I was working more with people in sales. So I tried to figure out what that was with numbers and people. And I thought, hey, why not try real estate? So jumped in with both feet, and it was the best decision I've ever made.
Awesome. Well, just from your smile, I can tell that you like it, so that you're having fun. That's good. Okay, good. Awesome. Thanks. Tara.
So I have been in real estate actually for about 13 years so far, but I've always been on the new construction side. And just wanted to really take my business to the next level, really understand and own my own business as opposed to working for someone else. And so really wanted to step up my game. So that's what led me to this side of the fence.
Awesome. Good. I didn't know there were sides of the fence, but that's good.
Of course.
All right. Stepping up the game. That's what this is all about. Matt.
Okay. So Matt Christensen here. And I actually got into the real estate field a long, long time ago doing mortgages. And the mortgage industry is an animal of its own. I started doing that back in 97. And I got to a point where I didn't love it as much as I wanted to because of all the regulations and everything handed down. So I decided, you know what, why not take a break and do something that I really love, which has always been real estate. So I decided to jump into the real estate world and did that about 3 years ago. And I haven't looked back since. Best decision I ever made. I wish I would have found this 10 years prior, though. But I absolutely love it. So, yeah.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you for the introductions. If you could, let's go same order. And this time, if you could share with our audience a little bit about what your business looked like prior to the 7 weeks of the bold training, and what has transpired since. What kind of activities and results have you seen in your businesses since engaging in that 7-week training period? Ashley.
So prior to Bold, I had 2 closings, and I was working with one buyer. And then going through the Bold course, I actually have picked up 4 listings. I've had 3 closings, and I'm working with about 7 buyers right now. So it has, without a doubt, absolutely taken off. So I'm slammed now. I know what the right things are to do, and I'm doing them, and it's paid off. So.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, and you think about it, those numbers are awesome. But then when you start to apply the financial impact of what that looks like to your income, that's really, really significant. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great. Tara.
So, so far since Bold, it's been an incredible experience. I owe a lot to Bold, as well as I think attributing a lot of my success to the team as well. Just, since Bold so far, I started in February. I'd only had 2 listings prior to Bold, and have taken 24 listings. I'm just a listing agent on the team. So it's been an incredible journey and super busy, and I'm loving every single minute of it.
Okay, say that again. How many listings?
So I have taken 24 listings during Bold, and continued since. So.
Wow, that's huge. Wow, congratulations.
Thanks. It's been awesome. No complaints here.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's always fun. Like when we get to tell people like we're busy, right? There's worse alternatives than being overly busy, right? So
Definitely.
yeah, congratulations. That is just a
Thanks.
huge accomplishment, regardless of how long you've been in the business. So that's
Right.
fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay, Matt, tell us a little bit about where your business has been prior to and now following Bold.
Okay, great. Well, I have some hard stats. Now, you ladies are doing amazing. And this is one thing I love about Bold. I'm going to be honest with you. This is my fourth time taking Bold. And the reason is because every single time I take it, I have a boost in business every single time. And, over the holidays, things slow down a little bit. And I'm just going to go through some hard numbers, though. I'm going to tell you what it has done for me. Prior to Bold, I had one listing. I had 10 buyers I was working with, which is pretty good. And I had 500 contracts. Not so bad. It was okay. But since I started Bold, I had a 225% increase in business. Went from one listing to 8 listings, 10 buyers to 18 buyers, and had 10 under contracts. In actuality, I'm going to talk numbers because I know that's what everybody loves to hear. Because of Bold, I made almost $38,000 just by being in Bold. It was just a huge increase in business. And right now I'm still living it up because, well, I created the habits that I need to create. That was the one thing I loved about Bold, is that it just helps you be consistent. And as I was consistent, I just created those habits that I needed to generate the business. And so that's what it is. So I would say because of Bold, I made $38,000.
Wow.
And I have the numbers to prove it. So.
Yeah, love it. Makes that investment to attend the class pretty nominal, right? When you have that kind of return.
Yeah, exactly.
So Matt, tell us, if you don't mind, why do you have to take it 4 times? Like, are you that slow? Like, you didn't register the first 3 times, or what?
Okay, no, honestly, I've taken it because I get a little extra boost every single time I take it. I would say a lot of companies, they have annual meetings, sometimes semi-annual meetings, right? And the reason is to help bring you back to the basics of why you're in the business, what you're focusing on. It helps you basically get started again. And if you aren't on the right track, helps you correct your course. And as you correct your course, you get back on track and you start generating the habits that you should have already had, but sometimes you get a little lazy. And so I feel like Bold, what it does, it just helps instill those habits again and helps you get into the habit of keeping them active and going. And that's why I take Bold. Honestly, I find it effective. It's worth every penny. So that's why I do it.
Awesome. Great. I think that's exactly right. As we grow in our business and develop in our strategies and our skill set, the message is different. We can attend that same training and hear different things that we're now ready for that maybe the first time through we weren't. Some of our very best agents in the company literally have attended Bold, 8, 9, 10, 11 times, and do so continually year after year, just as a part of reconditioning their thought process, fine-tuning their skill set, and just having that little, just like you said, Matt, that little burst of energy to help them refocus on the things that are most important. But I'm going to ask that you guys each share, if you would, here in just a minute, like if you were describing to a friend, a colleague, someone outside of the industry even, what Bold was, how would you describe that? But before that, I wanted to share with our group, because I think this is really significant. Now, this number is UAR's numbers, and the Utah Association of Realtors, they always post their data about 30 days late. So this is data through the month of April, year to date. So from January through the end of April. We'll get May's numbers here in a couple of weeks at the end of June. But through the end of April, new listings taken year over year, it's actually down 7.8%. So we're seeing fewer listings coming on the market over the same time period last year, down 7.8%. Our Keller Williams agent, and I believe in large part because of the 100 agents that we had in Bold, we're up 15% over that same period of time in listings taken. That's outpacing, that deserves a clap, right? That's outpacing the market 22.8%. And you think about how critical it is in our industry to have listings. The company and the agents that have the listings win ultimately. That's really where the leverage is. That's where the business is. And we're outpacing the marketplace in large part because of the training and consulting and coaching and models of Keller Williams, but specifically Bold. 22.8%. That's awesome. And you guys are part of that, a huge part of that. All right. So, Tara, let's start with you. If you were going to describe or explain to somebody what Bold was, what's your 30-second elevator pitch on what Bold is?
Bold for me was really about creating processes and creating habits, like Matt had mentioned, but really about mindset and really creating, getting in my own head that I can do it. These are things that, the top producers in the business do on a regular basis. It's a religious habit for them. And so just that was the biggest thing, is learning the processes and systems and scripts and really understanding why we do what we do.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Matt, you're explaining to a friend what Bold is. What's Bold?
Bold is, I would say, it's an essential piece of the real estate world because it helps, like you were just saying, Tara, helps instill the systems, creating the habits, as well as formulating what you need to be successful by learning the scripts, getting the motivation that sometimes a lot of real estate agents need in order to, push forward, push through some of those ceilings that we see in the business. But I feel like it's definitely worth the money. If you want to make money, go to Bold. You're going to make a lot more money than you would otherwise.
Yeah, love it. Ashley, anything else you'd add?
So for me, Bold was kind of broken up into 3 segments. First segment, really focusing on yourself. What Tara said, that mindset, what drives you, what gets you up in the morning. So that was kind of the first step. And then the second one was it allowed you to just dream big. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish in life? The sky was the limit. You work for a company, you kind of have a cap on what you can accomplish. And then the third step was really, they gave you the roadmap on how to get there. So that's what Bold did for me. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Well stated. So for those that aren't familiar with like the technical pieces of it, it's 7 weeks. It's usually on a Monday here in the state of Utah. We usually have it on Monday. We fly in a professional coach that works with our teams. And usually we break up into teams of 10. You're part of a team. And of course, you have your team cheer, which is critical, right? I'm sure you guys want to share that with us. If we have enough time today, of course we'd do that. But it really allows that community where you're sitting with, other colleagues, arm to arm, really figuring out the business and dialing it in over a 7-week period. And there's a lot of accountability relative to the activities. But then, Ashley, I love what you're talking about. There's so much a portion of Bold that's so critical that's really helping us with our mindset. Because at the end of the day, real estate, the number of people that are very successful in our business aren't through the roof. There's very few people that are very, very successful in this business in relationship to the number of people that get into the business. And the thing that and it's not rocket science, but the thing that probably sets it apart, right, is that mindset and understanding how to get in the right frame of mind relative to the activities that we need to do to be successful. So awesome. Great shares, you guys. Thank you. So Matt, we're going to start with you this time, and then we'll go Ashley, Tara. If you guys could share, there's a lot of people that attend Bold, and not everybody gets the same results that you guys have got. The reason you're on this panel is because you guys stood out as getting great results from your participation in Bold this time around. What is it that you would say kind of differentiated you from maybe other people that engaged in Bold? Or if you were going to say, these are the things that really helped me get the best results from my participation in Bold, what would you say those things were, Matt? What advice maybe would you give to another agent that's really going into Bold?
Well, they say that you are what you think about most, right? And being part of Bold, I feel like you're in the game, you're in it, you're playing the game, and your mind is there. And so you're creating the habits, you're creating the consistency that I feel generates the business that we're looking for. You're staying in contact with your buyers, your sellers, with your SOI, which is sphere of influence. And what that does is it breeds success. And I feel like that's what Bold was for me.
So is the advice then just to do what they say, basically just go in with an open mind? And and actually do what they say
Absolutely.
if it works. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, good. I like it. Ashley.
Awesome. I'll have to kind of piggyback off yours there, Matt. But yeah, absolutely. Go in with an open mind. When you first get into this business, you're doing a lot of research, trying to figure it out. Just go into Bold with an open mind and willing to give it 110%. Some of the stuff that, we were doing in the exercises, I'm not gonna lie, some of the things I was like, this is kind of quirky, but looking back, all that stuff, it comes together and it makes sense as to why you do the things you do in the class. And it really helps to make you a fantastic real estate agent. So, go in, give it 110% and do your best.
Actually, I love that point. About a year ago, I went to UPW, Unleash the Power Within, right, with Tony Robbins. And for those that know me, I'm not a super rah-rah, cheer guy. I'm not the life of the party that likes to dance and get it going and all the corny stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just roll my eyes. And I had a friend that said, just like, Matt, some of this is going to be like totally outside of your comfort zone. And you're going to want to roll your eyes. And she was like, just don't do it. Just show up and just like commit for a couple of days just to go all in and just give it your best effort to just experience it. Like, just go for it. And so I did that, and I was dancing, I was yelling, I was just go for it. And I had the best experience because I just plugged in, right? And I think a lot of times when we see people go to Bold, if it's not like that perfect match for your personality, sometimes they'll do the roll of the eyes and not engage at the highest level. And they don't get that experience that people do that really engage. And one of the things I love that we hear in Bold a lot of times that they talk about is the way you play here is the way you're going to play out there, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And the way we show up and participate in Bold is directly, I believe, is directly related to the results that we get from that experience. So anyways, some great suggestions. Tara, do you have anything to add that if you were going to give some advice to an agent relative to plugging in and participating to get the experience that you had, what advice would you give?
Well, the biggest thing for me was the accountability piece, having to check in and report your numbers, and not even necessarily, I think that we all can kind of let ourselves slide sometimes, but when you're a part of a group or other people are relying on you, I didn't want to be the person that had to report that I didn't hit my number. So now they got a foul because of my inaction, I guess you should say. So that was a big thing for me, and it's really just helped set me up for that, routine, I guess. Making sure that we're making the calls and doing that kind of thing. So that was the big deal for me. Was the accountability. Love
that one. Any others?
What you're looking for?
No. I didn't want to cut you off short. The accountability was like one of my favorites, right? Because I think within our culture, within business generally, we assume accountability or at least frame accountability in kind of a negative or not so great light. And it's just like this, accountability. It's not a great word generally. People don't go, hey, accountability, sign me up. That sounds awesome. But in reality, accountability is not positive or negative. It's simply an accounting for our activities at the end of the day. And we think about people that are highly successful, or even our kids in some instances. If our kids really had just poured their heart and soul into work and learning some new skill or whatever, and then they perform and they just knock it out of the park, they do this great job, and then we don't recognize that. We're like, oh, whatever, like that's not important. Like their little hearts are broken, right? Because they didn't get recognized for all of the effort that they made. And in essence, that's an element of accountability. Accountability is just our opportunity for accounting what we've accomplished and what we've done. And it's both positive and potentially negative. And it's only negative if we don't utilize it from the standpoint of learning from it on how to propel us to get better in the future. And part of Bold is not only instilling that accountability culture into our business, but hopefully reframing what accountability is about and allowing it to be something positive and impactful in our lives rather than something that we just like dread, accountability. So Tara, huge share. Love that one. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So Bold is full of the Bold laws and scripts and stories. And is there anything, or if you would, each of you share, Ashley, we'll start with you, something that you think that you kind of took from Bold that will stick with you like for a long time? Like you just kind of keep hearing it in your head over and over again.
Absolutely. The biggest one for me was, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So that one really stuck out with me. There was a couple challenges I had, going through Bold. A lot of the stuff, I've only been an agent for a year, so a lot of the stuff is new for me. And, I love challenges, but sometimes you just got to look it dead in the eye and be like, all right, bring it on. So I go into the office every day saying, all right, what's my challenge today and how am I going to overcome it? So
if it's not challenging you, it's not changing you.
Exactly.
Love it. Great one. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Awesome. Good one. Tara.
So mine goes back to that accountability piece. You can see that that's something that apparently I struggle with a little bit. And so I appreciate that that Bold was able to kind of keep me on my toes. But you can have reasons or results, but you can't have both. So if my goals don't align with my actions, that's on me. So you make sure I'm doing what I need to get to where I want to be.
Love that one. You can have your reasons or you can have your results. You can't have both. Have any of you ever gone to an event or training or something like this, and then you utilize that at home and your spouse or significant other is like, seriously? Did you just learn that at your conference that you just got back from? Don't even try that here. I've had that experience.
Well, that's when I tried to get my my family to walk on coals from UPW. They didn't go for it.
You're like, no, really, it's awesome.
Cool moss.
That's right. That's awesome. That's just a little shout out to my sweet wife if she's listening today. Just joking, Heidi. I know you love my quotes that I bring back from my conventions. All right, Matt. What just keeps resonating with you, or do you keep hearing in your head from Bold?
Honestly, it's the most simple one that we've always heard so many different times, but it's life by design, not by default. And I'll tell you why. That helps me just focus on, like you were saying, Ashley, your dreams. Like what is Keller Williams all about? What is this whole system that we attend these conferences, these trainings? It's so we can have a life that we want, right? And so I've designed a life in my mind, and I think, okay, if I want this life, I need to do these certain tasks, these certain, achieve these goals on this trajectory. And I feel like if it's a designed life by me, I'm going to work a lot harder. And instead of just, going wherever business takes me, just here or there, no, I have a goal in mind, and so I want to achieve it. And so that's what my favorite Bold law is life by design, not by default. There's so many good Bold laws, though. And yes, Matt, I do take stuff back from conferences all the time, and I love it. Honestly, I use it in my life. This is my life. And so every single little tidbit of knowledge, I feel like I can use in my life. I feel like it's not just real estate, it's life. And so I can say the quotes, I can design my life the way, I feel like it's going to help me and others.
Awesome. Couldn't agree with you more. So before we kind of wrap up, any last things that you'd like to share about your experience? Any other advice? Anything else that you guys want to share before we wrap up? And the way I'd like to wrap up is just have you all share a little bit about how people can get a hold of you and how, best ways to connect with you, either social media or offline, whatever you'd like. But any last bits of advice or anything else that you'd like to share? Brilliant anecdotal stories like that. Okay. All right. Dating advice? No. Okay. All right. Good. All right. You guys, this has been really fun. I really appreciate you guys being on the call, and I'm so excited to see the trajectory of your business currently, and I'm excited to see what happens over the next several months and years to come. So it's an honor to be in business with you guys. We really appreciate you. Let's start, Matt, with you, and maybe you can share with everyone how to get a hold of you if people want to connect with you. And then we'll go Tara and then Ashley.
Okay. I'll just say the simplest way is probably my cell phone. I don't know if I should give that out, but I will. I don't care. So many people have my cell phone number, right? It's 801.
My cell phone number. That's good.
Oh, I'll give mine. I don't mind. Or you can email me, whatever. I'll start with my cell phone though, because honestly, that's the quickest way. It's 801-830-0025. Feel free to call me, ask me questions, or text me even. Email, also a good source, but I feel like I respond to my text messages before I do anything, or phone calls. My email is matt@redsign.com. Now, Red Sign's a team that I work on here at Keller Williams, and they're amazing. You can find me online, probably Facebook or Instagram or all the other social media sites. I'm around. You can find me.
You get around. Okay, good. All right, awesome, Matt. Thanks for being on our call today. Tara.
Yes.
So similarly, I can be found through Google, unfortunately, maybe fortunately. So any social media site, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. But Tara@servingsaltlake.com is my email. I'm happy to hear from you. Send me a Facebook message, anything like that. Give me a shout. I'm happy to help anybody, answer any questions, give you the inside scoop on Bold. You got it here today, but it's really true. I mean, definitely attend, and huge advocate for that.
Awesome. Thanks, Tara. Ashley.
Thanks, Matt, for having us. Yeah, you can get a hold of me. I'm actually on the Joe Reardon team in the Midvale office here at Keller Williams. And if you want to find me online, you can go to my Facebook page, Ashley Lundgren Realtor. It has all my information on there, cell phone, email, all that good stuff. So it'd be the best way to get hold of me.
Awesome. You guys, thanks again so much for being on the call. To our audience and those engaging in the live cast feed, thank you so much for participating. Again, this will be on, of course, our Facebook page, KW Utah. So facebook.com/KW Utah. You can also check out a rebroadcast of this on YouTube at any time, which is kwutah.tv. If you liked the conversation today or interested in learning when we do future events like this, please make sure you like our page, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. And with that, peace, love, and productivity. Thank you guys for being on the call. Take care.
Thanks.